ladies and gentlemen. My name is Parker, and I'm gaming after 40s. So, in full transparency, I recorded 3 days worth of 3 in-game days worth of videos, and I listened to it and just it wasn't what I wanted. So we have skipped forward to day 19, which I'll be starting soon. Um, in the last video that I had to delete, um, I hired a new person to be my cashier, and I did a little bit of card hunting, but not much has happened. Internally, in the store, I did happen to buy this is the deodorizer, the big one that I was waiting for. Well, the middle one, which works better than the first in every way, in that it works at all. And I did sell the card table. I will, while I'm thinking about it, go ahead and purchase some card sleeves. I'll get 3. And I'll set them up and then I'll start the new day. Well, actually, I could just get whatever I need now because I have enough money to cover most purchases. So let's go ahead and just restock the building. In today's, keep wanting to call it a stream. In today's video, I'm going to hopefully be unlocking the next not next expansion, but the next style of card pack, which is legendary. And with that, I should be able to open up a box and see what we get from that. It's a big day for me once I get that started, because then I can start really legendary hunting and getting my card table prepped for use. I want to get a good base layer of cards before I can reinvest into that. Alright, I don't know what I'm doing. Controller can still eludes me sometimes. I'm still kind of getting used to it, even though I have like 60 hours or 70 hours in this game. If you find me on Steam, which actually I need to change my name on Steam, but if you find me on Steam, you'll see my playtime doesn't exactly match up with what I'm saying, and that's because for a couple of nights I left this open, just running, so it's got 24 hours plus that are not real. I do that with some of my games. Don't know why, I just forget to close them before the end of the night. And some, like, I have left, what is it? Cast and Chill. I left that game running on purpose, because that game is an auto player, as well as being a playable game. So I have done that in the past. Let's see. Let me get these repacked. I mean, restocked. And we'll go on to the next day. This is how these videos will probably go from now on. At night I restock because there's nobody in here to mess with me as far as taking my boxes, so the staff, when I get restockers, will tend to take the boxes for some reason. And, well, not for some reason, I mean that's what they're programmed to do, take the boxes to stock, so they do. Alright, I'll leave that right here. And let's see, I haven't decided on what to do there. I did get rid of my dice as well. I wasn't selling enough to impress me and didn't want to keep purchasing new stock. Okay, next day. Alright, and I kind of want to make this a habit. When I restart the day, time doesn't start till you actually open the store, so I want to reset my pricing just to make sure I'm getting my money's worth. Make sure I stay in line with what's coming. And actually, you know what? I can take round off. But with my new employee, maybe I shouldn't, because that's more time he has to do things in, or more time he'll take to actually get through people. Because when you first hire them, they say, oh, their normal checkout speed in there is slow, like slower than even someone who's afraid of cash would be. So I'm not going to do that to him quite yet. I'll wait till he gets a little bit quicker. That does take a little while. Let's see. And done. Okay. Let's go ahead and open. And then I will actually put this over here for now. Cool. Alright. So for this video's for this one video, yeah, I think the biggest thing is to unlock the legendary and maybe hunt for some more cards. I might open up the license for placemats too. Playmats, I mean. Let's see how much they start at. I could do it now. That's what I'll fill in that cubby. Not enough money? Oh, right. Okay, not enough money. Alright, that's fine for now. Did I not purchase? I did not purchase. I just purchased the license, right? Okay. Let's go down to the one that I purchased and add one set to the cart for $257.44. Okay. And they sell for a good chunk of money, so I don't mind paying that much. Let's see. I might as well add an additional 283 to that. Maybe not. Alright, well that gains some money. Let's see. That should be enough. That didn't take long. Okay. All that happens if you don't pay the bills is they just go to the next day, so I'm not too worried about completely getting the bills paid every day. Yeah, okay, good enough. Alright, first play mats are out. That immediately, what? Okay, that's a bit weird. They immediately, is it like just unlocking it for them to use? Or did I actually sold that many? That's awesome. Okay, I didn't know it did that. So I guess the gamers on the table automatically get a choice whether they want them, and then they just get put underneath their current game. It's interesting. Yeah, I think one of the rounding ones is actually setting it below what other card shops in the area, question mark, do set them at. I mean, it is a simulator, so I suppose there is possibly an economy well, there is an economy happening, but I wonder how much that simulation extends, because there's obviously changes in pricing. And from what I understand, we can actually influence that. I haven't seen that happen yet, but it supposedly does happen, which is really cool. Let's see. Let's fill some of these out. I know I've had sold some, sorry. Can't talk today. Alright. Let's see. Everything in stock looks okay except for these. They do sell quickly, so let me purchase 2 boxes. And then, yep. Yeah, okay, see, it does work. And so far, I haven't had any of that green aura in. 1 or 2 people will get by just because of the fact that there's a cooldown system on these things, which kind of does make sense, because that you can't, in real life, if you have one of those timed automatic sprayers for your home, it is based on a timer and it won't let you do it too quickly. So I guess that does make some sense. But it also takes less, like 1 spray is all you need, whereas I need to sit there and hold it for him or them to get sprayed. Let's see, can I replace any of these? Yeah. So, one thing I did discuss in my previous game, and I should probably bring up in this one. And by previous game, I mean the video that I just lost. I've been kind of really negative on the air sprayer system. And what we have to keep in mind is that these games aren't built specifically for a person, except maybe the developer, because it is, if you're a small developer, build what you would play is kind of the mantra. But the game system was added because other gamers who played the playtest asked for it. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that gameplay benefits someone. Someone is getting some pleasure out of that. So who am I to always be negative about that spraying system? So what I will say is that I prefer that it were an option. It doesn't necessarily need to go, but I would prefer it being an option in the options menu to turn off that sort of gameplay, because it doesn't add value to the game for me specifically. I also talked about, that led me into saying how we can have preferences. Obviously, we all have preferences for specific gameplay systems or whatever, but we shouldn't ask for the removal of a game system just because we don't partake in it. Prime example is if they were to add accessibility systems to, like, Dark Souls or Souls-like games. As long as they're optional and they're not forced on you by dying too many times like some games have done in the past, not Dark Souls, but games in general. As long as it's not forced on you, then it's not actually doing you any harm. It isn't that super difficult to program these accessibility systems, or these accessibility systems, or these make it easier systems necessarily. Some put more effort than others, but like, it is kind of simple to program them in. So it is taking time away from other systems that you might enjoy more, but at the same time it's really not. In the grand scheme of a system, programming options that allow anyone to enjoy the game like that don't singularly take up a lot of time. Yeah, those add up as well. But my point is that you shouldn't, I shouldn't be so negative on a system like this just because it exists and I don't like it. I'll point out that I don't like it, but I won't be super negative on the game for it. Instead, I would just ask that it becomes an optional item instead of forced. And if they don't do that, that's fine too. It's part of the game. I'll just learn to deal with it. We all learn to deal with it. Games should have friction. Friction is generated from game systems that irk you a lot of times. A lot of people didn't like Red Dead Redemption 2 because of how detailed it was. I love Red Dead Redemption 2 because of how detailed it is. It is a game that I will go to and play often. Just probably not on one of these videos, but because I'm doing these for low stress or no stress. Speaking of which, jumping from one tangent to another, I do have a schedule in mind for videos. I'm putting them in place now. So every Monday and Friday, I'll be running a series. In this case right now, it's TCG Card Shop Simulator. I do have plans in the future to do another series. I haven't decided what. I know what the end point of this particular series is, and it's reaching level 100. What it really is I want to be able to so sorry. I want to be able to purchase this right here, Tetramon shelf. It's It's actually level 95, so I'll probably buy it right then. But I will probably end the game after 5 levels after that. Maybe shifting my view a little bit. But this series will continue for that long. So that's every Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then every Wednesday, I will be doing a demo or a quick look. The demos, I'm going to make sure that that I'm going into them blind. I may go in there first to set up the controller, make sure the sound's right, and everything like that. But it will be me going in for a first-time gameplay session. Or I might do a quick look at other games in this genre. I don't know if it's in this genre, but within the idea of cozy gaming or shop ownership or things like that. Maybe low stress, low stakes. I may, for the series, might do an RPG later because that is my jam. But I've really found getting older that even though my reaction time may be slowing, I'm still able to enjoy games that do have Twitch, but they're not Twitch reaction, but they're not my favorite game. They never were anyways. I did play FPSs back in the day, but to be honest, they've gotten bland and boring, so I've dropped out of that. I've found these simulator games to be stimulating, a little bit cathartic, and very nostalgic, even though I didn't work retail very long, just long enough to know it wasn't for me. I'm in hospitality now, which that'll probably actually be my next series. Hotel Architect, I believe is the name of it. I'll probably be playing that on my next trip. If that sounds good to you, let me know in the comments, and I definitely will be playing that if that's what you want. There are other ones that I have in mind, but I will look at that later. I'm not close to being level 95 yet. I'm definitely not close to owning that display unit. Alright, my stock seems okay. Let me see. I'm level 18 still, so I can't unlock anything new yet. Well, not in booster packs. Accessories I can. There is another... it's 1,000. Yep. I'm going to purchase 1 box of these. And I'm going to put them in that cubby. Let's see. And come over here. Grab that stock. And let's... oh, nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Focus. There we go. Get rid of the box for now until I can set the pricing, which is... I don't have to hit market first round. I don't mind rounding. It actually keeps things not objective, but easy to read. So let's get rid of that. Grab this. Toss it. Buy a new card pack. Nope, not 2. Let's just do 1. Buy that, and we'll start opening some too. This is 9 p.m., so people will be leaving now. This gives me time to do this without having to worry about restocking. Yeah. So I'm going to try and not pay attention to any line that we get. The NPC that I hired, he needs some time to get better. And people don't get mad over being slow, so, which I find really weird. The amount of times I've gotten yelled at because in their eyes we were going too slow. I can't count on 2 hands how many times. It's a sad state of the world, I guess. But it's always been like that. I don't know who we're kidding. Or at least a sad state of where I live. Alright. I'm not getting any good pulls this time. did get a few good ones in the last unrecorded video, basically. I will show my binder off in a few minutes. I'm going to do another set, and then I'm going to end the day so I can start making more money. The other thing, card packs also help your XP too. I just realized that. Wait, am I getting more XP for higher card values? Huh. I've never noticed that. Is that true? Yeah. Wow, okay. That's interesting. Oh, I love this. Again, I know I said it a lot, and I'm going to say it again. This art is great. This is why I originally picked up Pokemon trading card games. I didn't play the game. I picked it up to collect the card art. It's why I actually like Lorcana a lot, because it reimagines Disney characters in different situations, which I absolutely love. This kind of art style is unique, I think, to trading card games, and anime, of course. But like, just awesome. Alright, just it's not just the art style. There's other things going on here. The cards are well laid out. He put the developer and whoever, I'll be honest, I don't know who the developer is in terms of how many people are working on this game. I think it's one. I'm not sure. I know the artists are not all the same, because as I stated in other videos, he puts the name of the artist on each individual card, so there are multiple artists. However, when whoever designed this card game put a lot of thought into it. They put in what card type it is. Epic. Commons don't show up, but Epic and Legendary are all marked. Then you have the full art cards, which I haven't seen one of yet, but I think I have to get Legendary for them to really ever show up. I'm pretty sure you can get any card in any pack as long as it's within that expansion or base level. See, okay, this is highlighted. I want to take a moment to look at this. The graphics are great in this. The background of the bubbles tell you exactly what this is, or waves, or the kind of refraction of light that happens to pools and oceans when there's waves on the surface. But the point is, you can tell it's a water type without reading it, just because you can read the art. You can see it's an epic. It is a EX. It has a play effect to destroy one opponent's field card with water element 40 or less. You can see evolved form. Yeah, it's an evolved form. These are... This kind of game means that he's taking, or she has taken a lot of time playing trading card games. Whether it's Pokemon or not, doesn't matter. Trading card games usually have a form and flow that they follow, and this follows that to a T. I do like the attention to detail with these cards. Like, there's nothing hidden. There's no information missing that I can see in these cards. Everything is visually available. You can identify everything just by looking at the card. And I feel like once you read the rule book, you won't have to keep rereading it. Like, some card games get stupidly complicated for no reason. Leave the stupidly complicated games to board games. That's what I think, at least. You don't necessarily need them in a trading card game like this. Okay, what are you still doing here? Get out. Yeah. You're probably annoyed with me. Get in line. This is new. I'm not used to seeing... Oh! They stick around for the very last customer now. Has it always been that way and I just didn't notice? Well, anyways. New day. Alright. So let's go inside. Anyways, the card game that they have, and I know they plan on putting, well, I think there is one on mobile, but they plan on putting it on PC. So until that day, I guess I can only guess, because I'm not going to play the mobile version, just because I'm not getting into a trading card game, mobile trading card game that could feasibly pry my money away from me. Not that I'd rather play a virtual one that doesn't like Slay the Spire or something like that, because I mean, if they bring out an expansion, it's an expansion to the game, not just an expansion to the cards, right? And I'd rather get more out of it. And I understand if I were to buy the real cards, I would actually be doing me a favor by investing in something that's actually real. I get that buying a virtual card game, and which is why I don't, would be much worse. Okay. Let's see. I mean, I've got 877. Let me make sure my bills are paid. Okay, 625. Let's see what we can do here. Anything? No. 9. Okay. Well, it's going to cost a bit. Can I buy... I'll buy another table. Excuse me. I'll buy another table. I do kind of wish that we could actually get... Excuse me. Okay, now the line's causing an issue. I do kind of wish you could buy multiple pieces of furniture the same way you can buy stock. That would be a nice option. Speaking of nice option, let's see. No, that's 1,000. I only have 500. I was going to buy the next play mat, but I think it's more than 1,000 because the last one was 1,000. They usually go up incrementally. I think they do plateau though. So let's see. Yeah, 2015. That's why. Why is the license for this 2,000, but the license for this is 1,500? That's really odd. Is that in the pricing? What's others? Oh, yeah. I catch all. I guess that's why. That, for some strange reason, is worth $30. Is that new? Is that specific in my world? Yeah, wow. So, the simulator is simulating something. I don't know if that means a store that many stores that used to have it no longer offer it, or if the manufacturer's running. I wonder what kind of simulations it's actually running in the background, if any. You know, I did say I'd ignore the line, didn't I? But this is kind of hard to ignore. Yeah, okay, step aside. What, $14? What do you get? What do you have? What do you have? Okay. Go on. Next. And I realize I'm paying him... Well, he needs a break anyways. I should be giving him breaks, right? I'll give him an hour break in here. Okay. Let's see. None. Okay. Next. 8. Yeah, I am paying him for this, so... For him to be here. Next. 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 Alright, get back in here, big boy. Do your job. Alright, let's buy more stock. Yep, this is just as tedious as real life. And before I do that, let me check over here. What do I have? Nope. What's this? Yeah, well, guess I'll fill that first. I bought some, didn't I? Didn't even think about it. Okay. Come over here. Let's run over a hand. Okay. Next one, I want mine. There we go. I wonder if that sound is separate from the volume system. It seems kind of weird that it stays so loud, the counting of the money, the value. It always seems so loud. Okay. $46, that's not bad. Alright, cool. We're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere. Alright. Do I have any more in here? Nope. So one thing I'd mention, the pin pad that they use for credit cards, we don't normally input how much it is. The system is usually connected to the register. So I think that's one place where the realism could use a little boost too. But that's a minor detail. It's about as... I think it's only noticeable because no game seems to have done cashiering right yet. This one's close. It's very close. But that one thing with the pin pad, so the other device that takes a credit card, just it's not quite right, not quite there. But that's a very minor gripe, and it doesn't really matter in the end. It really just only makes differences to people who are pedantic enough to care about it. That's how I should put it. Okay, I'm going to do something nuts. Warehouse. I don't think I can put it over here, but let's see. If not, I got a spot. Put that stuff there. Let's see. Yeah. I could move the tables, but I'm not going to interrupt the game. Oh, wait. Ooh, okay. And yeah, I was just talking about realism, and then I stick a warehouse rack right in the middle of the store. I can only do what I'm dealt. I can only play what I'm dealt, right? Alright. So, let's do the basic. Going to buy 2 packs. 2. 2. And 2. Wait, that's what, 2, 3. That's 4 items. I've got 8 spots, I think. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 8 spots. Okay. Let me get the lights on. And I will add 2. I missed something somewhere. Why do I have 13 items? Oh, right. And ooh, I haven't bought these yet. Okay. I don't have the room right now. That's interesting. Okay. Watch this miracle boy work. Yeah. All nice and shiny. Okay. What's the next? Nope, I didn't mean to hit that. Oh well. Format earth, water, wind. Okay. Let's do wind. I'll select, edit. It's not going to be 10. Confirm event. Okay. I don't know if that takes place the next day or today. Doesn't really say. I do like that when you put them out, they end up on the tables. That is an awesome, again, it's an eye for detail. Little things like that make me enjoy the game and sell me on the fiction of this place. And then other things like me missing a body takes me out of it. It's a good give and take, I guess. We're almost at the 1600. You know what? I'm just gonna reduce everything by 1 and just buy, so I can stock. Okay. Get this and take this over here and stock it. I remember one time, the retail shop I was working at, this was a big chain. I was in the warehouse, and all of our power got cut. I was on a ladder. I'm already afraid of heights. Being on a ladder, in the dark, not wanting to move, yeah, that gave me a complex, man. That was an interesting situation. Because we had no floodlights. There were no emergency lights. I'm not sure why, actually. That one confused me. There should have been emergency lights that aren't part of the mains, but still. There were no lights, no emergency lights, no work lights. People at that time didn't have flashlights on their phones. Which, now that I think about it, I don't know why they didn't, but whatever. Yeah, that was an interesting night. That's the kind of things I wish would happen in these games. Like, give me something weird that happens. And I don't mean extraterrestrial, and I don't mean supernatural, and I don't mean things start flying off the shelf and a ghost suddenly appears or death, but maybe have the lights suddenly shut off because you forgot to pay the bills, or have your have your staff members really mad because you haven't given them a raise in like 6 years. Give me something that causes friction. That kind of friction. Yet again, it's similar to when people were asking for the smell. Not everyone asked for that, and it caused friction for one set of people, but maybe the other set didn't want that kind of friction. So maybe that's what I'm asking for. And see, that's why you should always consider things from both sides of the argument. Alright. Oh, come on in. This spray is wonderful today. Alright, let's see. So I want that green one. I want that green play mat. I don't think I'm going to get it today. There's quite a few people in here now. Sir, what are you doing? Go. There's no one coming for you. Alright, game's over, you nerds. Go home. That's it, you're done. You're gonna lose anyways. I saw it. With my own 2 eyes. I saw it. The look of desperation in your eyes. Also, you're wearing sunglasses at night. There's a song about that. Okay. We're almost done for this day. All in all, a productive day. I don't know what tomorrow will bring. Okay. While he takes care of that last transaction, I'm going to order one last box for myself. I did not reach 19 or 20, but we got close. Alright, I'm going to purchase this. and just start opening it. And while I open it, I do want to thank you for staying with me through this video. I hope you found it entertaining. I will be continuing my schedule of Mondays and Fridays releasing the series. On Wednesdays, I'll be looking at a demo or a game in a quick look, first play kind of thing. So, if you are 40 or over 40 and you're still playing games, let me know in the comments what you're playing. And I will see you on the next video. And that'll be this Wednesday. Have a good evening. Bye.